Okay, so you're there.
You're live, Voetiem.
I'm live?
Yeah, we can start whenever you get.
Okay, that's cool. So I'm Voetiem, this is AntiChamber. I'm just gonna explain the category really quick. So, if you haven't played this game, it's just like a very confusing puzzle game. And in the game there's a bunch of collectibles, and one of the collectibles are signs. And there are 120 of them in the game. So what we're gonna do is collect all of them. And there's a little sign counter in the bottom right corner. So that makes it easier for me and the stream to see when I collect signs. So, are you ready to start?
Yeah, 1 sec. Okay, yeah.
Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so first thing you'll notice is I don't actually click on the sign. And the... Oh, hold on. Ooh. So this plugin can sometimes break a bit. I'm gonna actually have to do that again. Keep the timer going though. Okay, so you'll notice when I go past the sign counter goes up. And that's because to get the signs on the moral wall, which is the big wall you see in the main hub, you just have to trigger the signs. So you just have to walk past them. You don't have to click on them to trigger them. So that's what we'll be doing this run. You probably can't see much now. There's only a couple of really dark hallways in this game. So the fastest form of moving in this game is bunny hopping. So going forward and jumping. And here the first objective is to collect all the guns, because solving puzzles is fastest with guns. So in this game you have what's called a matter gun, and these guns allow you to pick up and shoot cubes and solve puzzles and stuff like that. So we're gonna collect all of them first, because yeah, most puzzles are quickest with the upgraded fully gun, which is red. Currently I have blue. Oh, I messed that up. Alright, and we have the green gun. We're gonna go get the yellow gun. And here's the first utilization of a glitch. It's called the lag glitch, and we're actually going to do it twice here. And this skips a long section of having to crouch along this bridge. And we're going to use it again here to skip this trigger so we can get past here without the door shutting. Now we just did a glitch there that I'm not going to explain just yet. I'll explain it after I use the second instance, which is coming up, because it'll be much easier to explain there. Alright, now we have the yellow gun. And what we just did is we got a bunch of cubes in our gun, and we shot them very fast. And when you shoot cubes very fast, they can't place them all in the same spot, so they have to refund them to your gun. And if you map to the main menu, those cubes stay in your gun through the map, so you can map to any location and bring cubes with you. And that's used in a couple spots in this run. What was I going to mention? Alright, this is another glitch. It's called cube chambering. Basically, you have a cube in the state in your gun that is fired, but it's like in your beam, so you haven't actually fired it yet. So you can walk through disintegrator fields and not get your cubes destroyed. And these are the disintegrator fields. If you walk through these with cubes, they get destroyed. So that allows us to skip a few puzzles. So in this game you can dupe cubes by holding control. And that makes a lot of these puzzles faster, just by having more cubes. Another neat feature about this game is, well, this is a puzzle game, but there are instances of going through a puzzle and then backtracking through the puzzle and then you end up in a different area. And this game does that a lot. It aims to confuse, and that's why I like it a lot. Very complex route to learn. So we're gonna clip through the wall here by shooting cubes fast at a wall. One thing I should mention is I have bound the shoot button to scroll wheel, and that allows me to do the shooting cubes fast. So I'm not just rapidly clicking. And that allowed me to clip through that wall very quickly. That's the only instance of a clip, in this run. So we're gonna grab a couple cubes here, do another hub storage, we back out to get a sign, and do another cube chamber. And when you see me do this, I'm holding the control button and moving my mouse up, and that allows me to just use a cube to get up to higher places. That's an intended thing in this game, but it's very useful. Okay, another glitch there. A mid-air jump. So in this game, you can kind of buffer jumps. So if you walk off a ledge and then you are falling and then you hit the space bar, you can jump. I can only jump once though. Hence why the jump is buffered. Ooh, that was very close. I did it again there just to avoid falling all the way to the bottom, so I could skip a small section. And I guess the rest of this game is just optimal routing. Going to places the least amount of times and getting mapping locations. An important part is going to different spots so you can get mapping locations so you can skip small sections of walking. And so you can go back to these sections as well. And that's why the game is routed like it is. It's also routed so the harder stuff gets out of the way at the beginning of the run, and the easier stuff is at the end, to make it a little less stressful, which is another nice thing about this game. So here you're going to see me do the lag glitch again so I can get cubes into here to skip a puzzle by just pillaring my way up. I didn't have enough cubes, unfortunately. But I can just suck them up through my gun and do the tower again. I think that's the first time I actually did a tower. So that's called a tower or a pillar. And it's where you shoot a bunch of cubes underneath you and you move upwards really fast. And it's extremely useful in this run. We're gonna do it again here. And that's a lot faster than using your control button to drag cubes up and, you know, wait for you to lift yourself up. So we're gonna go through this maze, and it's a pretty easy maze, you don't get lost. And we're gonna walk in a circle for a while. This is a pretty chill time of the run. Big walking section. Alright, we got a sign. You probably didn't notice, but we got a sign there. We're gonna jump backwards here. Going backwards is the same as going forwards, and we do that just so we're facing at the map. When we escape to the main menu, or hub it's called a hub. That's what it's called. Alright, Logic 101. So, this is a good example of doing a puzzle with a gun you're not meant to have, and makes it much quicker. Normally we'd have to just use these two cubes because you can't duplicate cubes with the blue gun. With the red gun you can. So that skips you having to pick up cubes and place them down again. Whoops. That was fast. That was a snipe. I call it a snipe. Because you kind of snipe it into the spot here. And we're just going to spread the cubes out here. to get into the thing. And this is called an elevator throw. It sends you down really fast if you just make cubes next to it. And if we turn around, oh, there's a new entrance here. So, YOLO shots. That's what I could call them. Thanks, Callie. Okay, that's odd. Sometimes if you look down too fast to there, that doesn't trigger. It's very odd. So I'm trying to do my best to explain this, but this game is very confusing if you haven't played it before. Right now we're doing a bit of cleanup before we go into the last few sections of the game. This game is like kind of split up into sections. We have like 3 more left. I'm going to the 3rd last. So we dragged the cubes across there and we broke the cubes there. And there was a green wall of cubes to my left, but now there isn't. We could just walk back. And that's because of the way the cubes work in this game. If you break a line of cubes, it'll actually dissolve the shorter line of cubes. So say you like have something 10 wide and you break it 6 across, it'll get rid of the 4 cubes there, and that's what we did there to save a little bit of time. And I think that's the only use of it in this run. So we're gonna drag cubes through here because we can't bring them through because otherwise it'll dissolve them, as I said before. Alright, now we're gonna do the best puzzle of the game. Where we go really fast and we look up and down and left and right. Voila, we got a sign. Alright, this is kinda start of the second last section here. Alright, there's an elevator here. I like to go halfway down those because I keep missing. So just to save a bit of time, we chuck a cube in there, get the sign, and then spread the cubes there to make it a bit faster. And here are the last few signs, and now we're at the escape. This is the end of the game. We don't actually complete the game, because that will require us to quit out of the game. Alright. And that's the second last hub storage. So, what was I saying before? We don't actually complete the game because that would require us to quit out of the game. And this category is just 120 signs, so that's all we have to do. We have to collect 120 signs. And if you've played this game before, you know there's a sign behind the timer in the main menu that you probably didn't see before, but once that counts down, it reveals the sign and you can collect it, but there is a way we can get it early. So this is a stairs room. It's the worst part of the run. It's the only instance where RNG matters. But I had perfect RNG there. Sometimes the bridge can spawn above you and you won't get up there. So I only have 1 cube here. I can shoot at the lasers to open them early, but I only have 1 cube, so I'm not going to do that. Because it's faster to carry it through here. This puzzle, normally you would go through it and you would get the cubes at the end and you have to backtrack to get cubes to go into the escape, but we could just take cubes in here because it's fast. Alright, get ready on time. We have 119. Ah, that was quite bad. Okay. Time. Oh, god dang. That's bad. I have to restart my game. So that's an interesting glitch. I'll explain that right after I get this sign. Which will be just a second. Time.
It's 14:34.
Nice. That's pretty happy with that time.
Not bad.
So I'm just going to explain that final sign there. So there's a timer here. Once this timer counts down, it reveals a sign. This one here. Live on your own watch, not someone else. But it turns out you can actually clip out of bounds in the main menu by mapping somewhere while you're standing against a wall, and then going back to the main menu and just walking out, because the walls have no collision in that state, and you can collect the sign out of bounds. So that gets you all 120. And that's AntiChamber. Probably pretty confusing, but I think it's entertaining to watch. Very fun to play. Very difficult, but yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you, Voetiem, for your run, sir.
Right.
You got anything you want to say before we switch over to Dark Souls?
Enjoy Dark Souls. It'll be a good run. And if you haven't played this casually, pick it up. It's great.